Hello Pisces, this is your October forecast, and wow, this month here it's super focused, super dynamic. We have nearly all those personal planets traveling just within 2 areas of your chart. So this is going to give you the upper hand to really cut through those things that are going to be extremely important for you. The first one is your 7th house. So it has to do with love and relationships or any kind of commitment that you have with partners. Okay, that could be, of course, your significant other, but it could be anybody you work closely with one-on-one. Now, Venus is here, and in the sign of Virgo, means that we're really going to be a little bit more maybe on the analytical way, where we're thinking through what is important. Virgo really loves to organize and have things in perfect order, so you're perfecting your sense of love this month. And also in your way of communicating what is important to you, your values, because Venus doesn't just rule love or money, which it does, but since it rules the 2nd house, it's all about value systems, how we see what we're valued. So we got that, and then we have Mars. Mars is taking action in this very same area. Mars is your focus, your dedication, your goals, your physical drive and whatnot. So we're active, active, active. Not just that, but boy, these two, not only are they super romantic when they travel together, which happens for just a few days, a year. Venus is on a 1-year cycle, Mars on a 2-year cycle, but it's not very often that they travel together in this partnership area like it is doing here for us this year. But they're being super influenced and empowered by Pluto. So we know that Pluto is transformational, right? It's nuclear in its energy. Beautiful golden trine here. So this is coming from your area, Pisces, of hopes and dreams. Okay, so whatever it is that and we know how creative you are, you've been reaching for higher and newer levels within yourself. And I feel too that, anyone coming into your life right now, if it is new people, you're going to have a passionate and fun time, dedicated time with your friends, because that is the 11th house. But any new groups or organizations that you can affiliate with or start up with this month can have a long-term signature to it and become very transformational for you as we, continue throughout the rest of the year and onwards. So spiritually, I feel this is good. Artistically, it's really good because it's Venus, Pluto and Venus, right? So if you're trying to go out with something of an artsy type nature, I feel that you could really do really well within a group system this month. Now, when we're talking about arts, when we're talking about you affiliating with any kind of company or group or whatnot, network, social network, right? There's so many different things that we can do. Now, let's talk about the second window that's totally open, and this is the 8th house. This has to do with finances. We're not necessarily talking, your weekly or monthly basic fee. It's more so commissions, okay? Shared commissions. So say if you're out there with a group with some of your work and then they take a split off it, you're left with the rest, right? Commissions. So we got the sun, we got Mercury, we got the new moon, we got Jupiter here. Now Jupiter has been knocking on your door, trying to amplify this area for you this entire last year. Okay, so whatever you've been working on, even if you haven't been seeing too many commissions, right? But Jupiter has been laying the ground. So it's going to be working for you for the next 12 years for whatever you have started now here in 2017 or latter part of 2016. The new moon this month too is really beautiful because it's conjuncting that Jupiter, and that is on the 19th, 26 degrees there, Pisces, for you. So anywhere you got planets 26 degrees in your chart will be affected by this new moon. And think about Jupiter being generous, abundant, happy-go-lucky. It's just exuberant in its energy in this area, and we're closing up on this transit. We're starting off at 28 degrees, top of the month, but once we get to the 25th of October, Jupiter is going to leave and move into your ninth house. Okay, so what we normally say about these outer planets or these larger planets that take longer transits, by the time they leave an area of our chart, they don't leave before leaving a gift on your doorstep. So that is true for Jupiter too. And Jupiter never does anything in nickels and dimes, right? Jupiter is generous. So pay attention, because on the 25th, as Jupiter now moves in to your ninth house, you're going to be expanding in a different way. There might be more travel coming in here in the upcoming year. There might be more wingspan for you to study and research and spend more time on your spiritual nature, which I know you always do anyway. Pisces, you are very spiritual. But Jupiter, which is your old ruler, your old natural ruler, being in this beautiful area of the ninth house is, a sister sign of your sign. And it will be, matching up there with Neptune down the road, which is your ruler. So I'm thinking, from here on and into 2018, you got glorious things coming for you. And the ninth house also rules publishing, so if you have any written stories, novels, whatever, this could be a time to really line up with a perfect publisher. Others for you, if you're going to be expanding as far as studying, it's the area of education, higher education as well. Or it could just be you metaphysically doing your studies, wanting to deepen. And I say deepen because why? Jupiter is going to be in Scorpio, which really goes deep into the core, the need and want to know why things are the way they are. And some of you might find yourself teaching, because Jupiter is also the teacher. So you can see all these possibilities coming in. Foreign people and places may now be filtering into your life, and all of them would be very beneficial influences for you. People in high places coming in. But okay, that is from the end of the month onwards, right? So let's backtrack a little bit and just mention, if you want to know where these two areas are going to show up in other parts of your chart, then you do definitely this month want to listen to your moon or rising sign reading, because of course this Venus-Mars will show up in different areas and do its impact. Same thing with this powerhouse that you have in the 8th house for commissions will show up in another place in your rising sign reading. So when we get the full view of what's going on, you will see the major influence that it's going to have on you. But I really love how Mars is going to infiltrate here with a beautiful trine to Pluto, which is between your partnership area. This is you taking on, should I say, maybe a new leadership type role as well. There is a very deep influence that's creatively allowing you to come forward and shine, take some kind of control. And I feel whoever is in power external to you, outside, could come in and just rev things up in a positive way, like putting a key in the door for you that can really initiate and prompt you forward. Love, love, love that. And that is between the 1st and the 3rd. And love and romance on the 5th is really beautiful. This is when Venus and Mars kiss. They do the dance. They're in their 7th house for romance and long-term relationships. So any kind of agreement coming together, whether this isn't a romantic agreement, this is great. Some of you might even tie the knot, whether through engagement or marriage. What a beautiful time to get married here in these first few days of October. Because why? It will keep the signature for many, many years yet to come, right? So it's beautiful. So congratulations and good luck to you, Pisces, who are doing just that. So on the 8th, though, through the 15th, the second week of October, all right, so now the universe is going to test us. It has just given us these great gifts, these beautiful, incredible experiences, and then here comes a wake-up call. And this is all due to Venus now being questioned by Saturn. Saturn is in your 10th house. That's your career, right? Venus is still in your 7th house for partnership. So there might be something here. What is fair? What is not fair? Do you want to go ahead with this or do I not? What adjustments do I need to make? So between that, you and your partner, you might be looking at how can we tweak it and adjust it And Saturn in that 10th house could even be, the government. Say taxes. This is tax time for a few of you. You might need to do some adjustments to it. And we're running close to, the legal date for getting your taxes in there. So you might see that. The Sun and Mercury both are squaring off on Pluto. This is from your 8th house, which has to do with taxes, and we're still within the time frame of taxes. It's squaring off on Pluto, so you might have to last minute get something done, get some insights, get some extra help. But it doesn't necessarily just have to be that. It could also be a situation that has to do, of course, with your commissions, royalties, coming from a certain group. There might be a little delay, perhaps, because it's coming from the area of groups. But you know what? Yes, it's a little stressful, but Pisces, even this shall pass. That's what you were good about. You're not going to stick and cling and have fear. You're like, okay, let's just deal with it and move on. All right? But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. So we had Venus squaring, that Saturn on the 8th. Now, just as you're thinking that you completed or did what you needed to do, here comes Mars. Mars is going to square the same Saturn, so we're not done yet. There still might just need to be some adjustment where you're going to have to run and figure out, maybe it has to do with papers. I'm thinking so because, Virgo is here ruling these planets, and so it has to do with, I can see how you're thinking, I really need to get this straight. I need to get this organized, and because it wasn't organized, now I have to run like an idiot to find whatever. And so from it, it's the good coming from it. That is, I can see how you're thinking, I'm really going to do well now and really have it beautifully organized so I don't have to come up in the last moment stress and so forth when it comes to that. But you know what? You're all good to go on the 15th. It's more like, yay, liberation. You're freeing yourself from it. You're thinking, thank you, God, I got it all done. You're feeling great there on the 16th. That's the Sun. That's you, right? Your energy. And Saturn now all, shaking hands and feeling good, and all is good to go. We have on the 24th, well, let me mention the new moon there first, though, so I'm not skipping some dates. The new moon on the 19th, 26 degrees in Libra. It is that 8th house. It is kissing Jupiter. Jupiter is getting so ready now to move into that 9th house and finalize this whole financial situation. So on the 24th, you're feeling great with Mercury and your ruler in a beautiful trine. Mercury now at this time being in the sign of Scorpio, and Neptune there in your 1st house. There's a creative communication flow going on. I feel you're so inspired, or maybe you're inspiring somebody else. Wonderful time here for you to give a class or be in a class and share with others whatever it is that you have to give and add to a group. On the 24th, we have the luckiest day of the year. This is when the Sun and Jupiter kiss. Now, how beautiful is this, Pisces? Okay, this is your ancient ruler. And we're up against this one day a year that we get when these two meet, which is extremely fortunate, right, in and of itself, because the Sun is you, Jupiter is blessings from above, it's abundance, right? But it has also just now touched into your 9th house. It's sitting on the cusp of your 9th house. So it's like a double, triple whammy. And the 9th house has to do with travel. For some of you traveling right now, it's going to be very, very beautiful, fortunate for you. It could be you opening up something new, a new doorway where Jupiter is going to send you its blessings. And like I said earlier too, that it's like a planet doesn't leave an area in our chart without leaving a gift on its doorstep. So this could be a day where you can receive a gift. That is 26th of October. Pay attention to it. And I feel you're just all really, really happy. Now, we do have, though, it's like the peaks and the valleys, right? Because here we have the most fortunate day on the 26th, but on the 27th, Venus will be squaring off on Pluto. So there might be an adjustment that needs to be made. That could be in your schedule. Maybe you would want to be somewhere, but then something else is calling you. So you'll just have to see what that does for you, though. But when Venus and Pluto are square, it could be a little bit of disagreements or not really seeing eye to eye. That could be with a loved one, or it could be within a friendship, because Pluto is in your 11th house. So we'll just have to see how that could work out for you guys individually, right? But before I let you go, let's talk about the full moon, October 5th, this month. It is going to be illuminating your second house for income. 12 degrees in Aries, Pisces. So any planets that you have, 12 degrees will be influenced by this full moon. And so I'm feeling that, yeah, you just want to pay attention, see if there's some extra income coming in. But of course, sometimes it's money going out too, right? We always tend to think something's coming in when we have second house transits, but it is also true for the opposite. Anyway, this is what we have for you here this month. Thank you for following and watching and liking. And listen, I'll see you there in November, Pisces. Have a good one. Bye now.